What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. And, before I get into the clip that will confirm basically everything you've ever thought about this guy, I want to point out, obviously, I strongly dislike the opinions that come out of this man's mouth. He seems like just a ghoul, a petty dude bro, low IQ, no empathy whatsoever. While he lives his life, from the silver spoon to the platinum spoon, growing up with huge money from working for the Young Turks and then going on to be a multimillionaire on Twitch. But he has a huge audience of 12-year-old socialist LARPers who think it's cool to be a hypocrite. I don't know. But given the topic of this video, I'm really, really glad that I have sponsors, because all these videos seem to be getting hidden by YouTube and or hit with the yellow sign of sadness. So before we get into this, if you haven't gotten a VPN yet, check out Private Internet Access. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Private Internet Access. Hey, October is Cybersecurity Month, and they've got an amazing offer for you. It's 2021. If you don't have a VPN yet, there are several reasons why you'll want to sign up today. One, you can browse anonymously. Keep your browsing habits to yourself. You can keep your data away from big tech so that they can't resell it. And you can access region-locked content, so you can open up a whole new catalog of online content to enjoy, whether it's anime or movies that might not be available in your area. You can get at it using a VPN. And the VPN I use on my phone, my tablets, my PCs, and my laptops is Private Internet Access, and they've given an amazing offer. It's just $1.98 a month with 4 months free with a 3-year subscription. If you haven't signed up today, use my link in the description or pinned comment down below to get Private Internet Access today. Now, there's been no shortage of nuclear bad takes from people who know nothing about the trial. One just came out yesterday from DL, literally Hughley, a guy that was popular for like a minute 20 years ago, coming out and saying that his white tears will sway jurors, biased judicial system needs an overhaul. What? Again, DL Hughley knows nothing about the case. I guarantee it. DL, you want to see an actual audience? You want to have a little spotlight again? Feel free to come on my show and tell me all you know about this case, and we'll see just how many times you say stupid things like state lines and AR and he didn't even live there, and I wonder if you even know anything about if you could tell me a single thing about the 3 people who tried to end Kyle's life. Maybe I'll be surprised and shocked. I doubt it, because if that were the case, then you wouldn't be whining about white tears. This is the same energy that you get from that clown LeBron James, who's a coward and a loser, just a vile human being, a guy who will never be Michael Jordan, no matter how hard he tries. I wonder if he's still on the first page of that Malcolm X book that he started 25 years ago, that he was carrying around with him for photo ops. So I wonder if he's ever released the footage of the people that painted that stuff on the security gate of his house, that he went on a crying tour about how even he is subject to terrible things. Another hoax. LeBron Juicy Smolier James. And you have this case too, where, I don't understand. He says DL joined to discuss what he sees as clear biases both in and out of the courtroom surrounding the case. First off, he says the right wing's financial support of the teenager's defense is evidence he believes whatever you do for your cause is justified. You mean how GoFundMe and everybody else banned fundraising for his defense? Is that the fundraising you're talking about, DL Hughley? He also said that our judicial system needs sweeping changes and that he proposed one overhaul to remove jury bias, namely not allowing jurors to see the defendant. That actually sparked an interesting debate on how our system... Of course you need to see the defendant. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? There are things that humans... And why don't you just only hire blind people to be on juries then, DL? You need to see them because you need to watch their body language. You need to see if you're convinced that they have genuine remorse. If you can't see them, then I could be crying and smiling at the same time, and you'd never know. This is why Hollywood people need to just stay out of things, or at least maybe get educated on them before they open their mouths. And then we have, quite frankly, the most deplorable cherry on top that I've ever seen. So, multi-millionaire Hasan, who lives in a nice big mansion in LA because he absolutely had to. He couldn't not live in a mansion in LA, everybody. While he demands everyone pays more taxes, I think, and he sells $50 t-shirts to his moronic 14-year-old fans. $50 for a t-shirt? Bro, you're a millionaire and you're trying to bilk them for even more money. A t-shirt, $40, $50 for a t-shirt? Good Lord, you're not Abercrombie, clown. Anyway, I suppose you got the idea from that children's clothing line of your buddy Ethan, who also sells arguably the ugliest clothes I've ever seen. And somehow people are paying exorbitant amount of prices to look like they are walking child preds. I mean, that's what the clothes look like somebody would wear. I don't know. It's my opinion. So obviously Hasan is very unlikable and he's very dumb, but he has a lot of charisma and he has a huge following, far bigger than mine will ever be. And that is just a fact. He's earned that. But, I don't think I'd want to grow that kind of group by being this awful. So I'll try to edit out some of the swears because he's the typical millennial who thinks when you swear, you sound more intelligent. Like they all read that one BuzzFeed article that said, expert says people who swear more display higher IQs. I think that it takes a significant amount more restraint to not have every other word you say a curse word. I think it's a sign of laziness and disrespect. But again, my audience isn't 12-year-old LARPers thinking that, that the world is unfair. My audience is people that work for a living and pay taxes. And they know that the world is not fair. So we have this clip is just hilarious. First of all, Hasan admits he knows nothing about the case. Here's what he says. Oh, I've been following it from kind of a distance, or I've been sort of following it. So he doesn't know anything. If all you know are the mainstream media headlines, which is clear that's all he knows, then I could see you making statements this idiotic, okay? But let's listen to mega big brain Hasan.
Oh, let me just say something, okay? First of all, this kid's a fucking demon.
Calls Kyle a demon. Interesting take.
Straight up.
Straight up, G. Yo. TikTok. Am I right, bros?
One. I said this last year when this event took place. Obviously, he's like a piece of shit.
Oh yeah, I don't know him at all, but he's definitely a piece of garbage. Yep.
He's a gigantic piece of shit. He's
huge.
Murderer.
Oh, murderer too, huh? Based on what? Based on a guilty verdict? Never happened. He's not going to be found guilty either. But I don't expect you to understand any facts whatsoever.
Judge rage when the prosecution brought up his past. Yeah, it's like the judge is fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Judge raged when he brought up his past. No, you absolute moron. The judge raged when the prosecutor brought up the kid's Fifth Amendment rights. If you were watching the trial, you'd know that. If you took 30 seconds to watch a clip on Twitter even, you know that. But you took the word of another 12-year-old LARPer who has no clue what's happening in the trial.
From what I understand, I've been following it, not super closely.
I've been following not super closely, but I'm going to make blanket statements about who Kyle is, call him a piece of garbage. I'm going to call him awful things. I haven't been following it, but I mean, my word is gospel.
Risk it. You know what I mean?
There were 3 people right there.
I like how he thinks it's all hilarious. This kid is obviously suffering from PTSD, but am I right, fellow losers? Am I right? Am I right, fellow empathy lacking monster ghouls? I mean, right? Buy my $50 t-shirt, bros. Nothing matters. Everything sucks. It's all lame.
He really looks like a pig. I mean, he's a pig.
Like totally, bro. Like, yeah, I mean, bro, I gotta go to the gym and get my pre-workout C4 in, bro. But yeah, I mean, this kid, I don't know anything about him or there anything about the trial whatsoever, but he's a pig. He's a piece of garbage. Donate and subscribe, guys. Make sure you join as a member on my channel. Clown. My favorite part is that he has this room, you know, and it's like, hey, I'm a regular guy. I'm not a multi-millionaire. And then when you step out, it's a huge match.
I tuned in during the beginning, and the judge dismissed the defense for wanting to call one of the dudes involved as a mental hospital patient. Bro, what is even the defense? The dude murdered 2 people for no reason.
Self-defense. Again, tell me you didn't watch the trial whatsoever. Without telling me you didn't watch the trial whatsoever. Tell me all you did was consume CNN headlines like an absolute NPC moron without actually saying that you only consumed MSM and CNN headlines like an absolute NPC moron.
The defense is he is a good, wholesome, white Christian boy.
No, it isn't. Never has been. I'm sorry, did they mention his religion at trial? Don't think he's Christian either. Don't think it's ever come up.
Who traveled...
More state lines. Oh, state lines. You lose all ability to defend yourself when you cross state lines. Like, this dude is some of the worst, most heinous opinions, and like 100,000 people are watching him and taking it as fact. Absolute pathetic, ghoulish behavior, but I wouldn't expect anything less from Hasan. Hey, don't forget to check out, if you're going to watch Hasan, make sure you do it using a VPN, using private internet access, which is the one I use. Check them out. Link in the description below. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.